Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my dust collectors Get Ready With Me. I do this every month with Verity, Kim, and Amy, and we have a new member joining us for this month, and that is Samantha. And so there are now 5 of us doing this every single month. It's so fun to have people joining us and that want to do this with us, and welcome Samantha, I'm glad you're joining us. So I will have all of their channels linked down below so that you could check them out as well, and hopefully you will subscribe to their channels if you like their content. It is getting kind of late in the day. Generally, if I've made it this late in the day, I'm not going to put on makeup, but it's Sunday and I don't know when I'm going to get to film this if I don't film it tonight. So it's 5:30 p.m. and we are putting on a full face of makeup. So, how you guys doing? So far, all I have on is 1 pump of my Becca First Light Primer and a little bit of my color corrector around my nose and my under eyes. I did have to run out to take the kids to swim lessons a few hours ago, and I thought I needed just a little bit of something. But I wanted to kind of do a full face with you guys today. A lot of times when I do these videos, I'm starting with a lot of my base makeup already on, but I've really switched up my routine this month and I'm doing a lot of weird things with products that I wouldn't normally do. So I thought I would just show you guys all this weird stuff that I'm doing to put together a face of makeup. Yeah. So now that I've primed my face and I've put a little bit of corrector on hours and hours ago, I mean, it's okay. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. I'm going to start with this concealer duo from Benefit called The Realness of Concealness. This was something I had in my 6 by Santa project last year. Didn't really get around to using it a whole lot, and now I've moved it into my Partners in Cream project. This is going to be a bit of a spoiler for that project, but the update for that project is still like over 15 days away, so I'm only gonna imagine that there's gonna be a lot more change by the time I do an update, but wait till you see how far I've gotten with these guys. Look at those pans, look at that. So I placed a lighter shade where I would normally highlight. I placed a darker shade where I normally would not highlight. You will see me doing it right now, but that's the next step in my makeup routine. I have an itch right here. I'm gonna scoot you guys in a little bit too. I always forget that. Is that close enough? It feels very close. Feels like you're right in front of my face. Okay. I'm going in with the darker shade first. I feel a little bit greasy actually, which is weird. Oh well. I hope you guys are staying healthy out there. I know that Rona is getting a lot of people out there. It seems to be pretty mild though, thank goodness. My son was sick last week, but it wasn't anything too serious. It might have been COVID. We don't know. We just kept him home for about 5 days and let him rest up. Luckily, it was a 3-day weekend anyway, so he didn't miss too much school. As you can tell, I've switched to highlight shade. And go here. Here. This is what I've been doing for foundation like every day this month. And that's how I've made so much progress on those little concealers. But I just really like the way this looks. Do all that with the light, 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 light. Yep, that's about what I do with this product every day. I know it looks crazy. Then I take a foundation brush and I just blend it all out. I am so tired today. I was trying to upload my 50 Shades of Purple update last night, and I was ready. I had it all edited and I was ready to upload it at like 8:30 at night, and I was starting to get a little sleepy, to be honest, because that's how I roll on a Saturday night. But I was starting to like doze off, but I was just trying to get it uploaded, and my phone kept saying that I didn't have enough storage to save the video to my phone before I could upload it, which was very surprising because it said that like a week ago, and I deleted a bunch of stuff like a week ago, which usually buys me about a month's worth of time. But I had to start deleting more, and I deleted more and more and more. I deleted like every app on my phone and basically every video that doesn't involve my children off of my phone. And all night long, it just wouldn't save the video. I don't know why. I basically stayed up till like 3 in the morning trying to get it to save, with like little dozing off sessions in between. Like I'd doze off for like a half an hour, and then I'd wake up and be like, oh, what's going on? I fell asleep. And then I'd fall back asleep and wake up and be like, oh, what's going on? I fell asleep. Until finally at 3, I just had to give up and go to bed. Went to sleep, and in the morning, I went through the video and deleted like another 5 seconds off the video that I found that I didn't need. It wasn't a lot. And then it saved. So I finally got that video uploaded this morning, but I did not get nearly as much sleep as I would have liked. So hopefully I can go to bed nice and early tonight. All right, I need to look in a mirror. Sometimes what I see in my camera and my phone is not what's really happening in the real world. Okay, the next product is something I haven't changed in my routine. I've been doing this for over a year. This is my concealer from Edward Best, and I just conceal my under eyes with this yellowy brightening concealer stick. I hope the TV isn't too loud. The kids are right over there watching some videos. I worked them really hard today. They woke up and ate breakfast, and then they started practicing their instruments and doing some homework. So, and then they had swim lessons today. So I've just been kind of letting them chill over there. They usually are pretty tired after swim lessons. So they're just vegging on the couch over there watching YouTube Kids. I really like the way that brightens my under eyes. I just have gotten really used to using that stick. Next, I go in with bronzer, and I saved this just for you guys, my Dose of Colors lipstick in More Creamer Please. This is in my Project 10 uses, and so far I have 9 uses. And so this is going to be my 10th use, and I have decided to start using this as a cream bronzer. I just could not make this work as a lipstick. One of you, thank you so much for suggesting it. One of you suggested I try this out as a cream bronzer, and I love the way it looks. I love it. And so I wanted to show you guys how natural this looks as a cream bronzer, because there was no way I was going to use this up as a lipstick, and I'm so glad to have a way to make this work for me, and I kind of love it. So I just kind of, look at that coloring. Isn't that amazing? If you had no idea this was a lipstick, I don't think you'd be like, that's strange. That looks more like a lipstick than a cream bronzer. No, it totally looks like a cream bronzer, doesn't it? I think that's amazing. Use number 10. So this is now moved from my lipstick inventory to my cream bronzer inventory, and I will be keeping this with my bronzers in that part of my makeup drawer. And so after I get the 10th use on this, I won't be working on this immediately, but I definitely look forward to pulling this in a project to finish it off down the road. I have another cream bronzer I need to get to first. And then I just kind of lightly take my finger and start blending. I got an eyelash stuck there. So what do you guys think? I love it. I love it. I bet that the Chanel Tan de Soleil Tan de Chanel looks a lot like this shade in real life. I bet that's a very similar color. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. The next step I usually go in with is my Milk Jumbo Pencil from NYX, and I highlight with this right here. I just kind of, I tried to get it like close to my brows, but not in my brows. And then I do like a little dot in there. And then I do a little dot, a little line there, and a little dot right there. And that's how I highlight with this stick. It's going this year, man. This is the year that that little stick is leaving my life. And then I just kind of, like I said, I just try to lightly with my finger, just kind of blend it out. I don't press too hard. And then two more products that are not new to my routine are these two right here. My cream blush is from the Seraphine Botanicals line. This is the Guava Butter cream blush. This is in my Roulette Pan collab that technically is ending today. I'm hoping to film that video as soon as I finish with this one. And then my cream highlight stick from Josie Maran. So I'll be using those two next. And the only thing that has changed with these two is my placement of the blush. Instead of like swiping on my cheeks, I've been kind of doing like almost like a bronzer placement like that. And that's what I've been doing. This is a very pigmented blush. I've said that before. And so I don't want to go too close in because it blends in. But that's where I've been placing my cream blush lately, which is very different from how I normally place my cream blush. So that's the only thing I'm doing differently. So aside from my technical difficulties with uploading my video last night, I've been having other technical woes. First of all, I use music in my videos sometimes. All of the music, I believe, all of the music that I have used in my videos is from either something that I saw on another YouTuber's video that was listed as copyright-free music, or something that I found on a YouTube site called No Copyright Music, something like that. It's just a whole YouTube channel dedicated to copyright-free music, and you could use it in your videos. They just ask that you give credit to the author of the song and link it so that if somebody else wants to buy it, they can find it, because it's like royalty-free, copyright-free music. I don't know if it's royalty-free, but it's copyright-free. So recently, I've been getting emails through YouTube stating that some company named Believe says I am using one of their songs without their permission. But it doesn't say what the name of the song is. And when I go through the copyright-free songs that I'm using, nowhere on it does it say that it's by a company named Believe. I mean, it says the author of the singer of the songs, but nowhere on any of my songs does it say Believe or whatever, you know, the company named Believe. So I'm not really sure which song I am using that I should not be using. But there's also not much I could do about it other than to go back in and edit all those videos, figure out which song it is through the process of elimination, edit all those videos and remove that song and then repost them. But until I do that, any income that I would make through AdSense goes to them and not me. So that's gonna take me like a couple of days to do. And not days where I'm working and I have a bunch of kids. Like days where I am focused on learning how to do that, because I've never edited a video once I've posted it, you know? So, looks like I have some homework cut out for me there. And then the other problem I'm having with technology is Instagram. Why does Instagram keep changing it for the worse? Instagram was the most beautiful place when I first got on there. It was the loveliest place. Everybody I was following would have their posts in my feed, and it would be chronological. So that I could actually, when I was following a smaller group of people, I was literally able to see where was the last post that I liked and like posts from there until I got caught up. So I would check in a couple times a day and like every post for everybody that I was following, and it was always in chronological order. It was so perfect. Then they changed that around, and you're just getting these random posts, and some people you're seeing all of their posts, and other people you never see their post ever. And it is just so frustrating. But then they've changed it again and screwed it up even more. And now I'm getting a bunch of posts from people who I'm not following. Other people whose posts are popping up in my feed because Instagram thinks it's somebody I might like. Leave me alone, Instagram. Instagram needs to knock it off. They are just driving me nuts. While I'm ranting, the next cream product I'm going to use is my Urban Decay Primer Potion. So apparently I must have accidentally liked a reel or a quick little Instagram video of somebody doing macrame. And now my Instagram feed is filled with people doing crafts, which, don't get me wrong, I think is kind of cool, and I'm a crafty girl myself, but I'm not on Instagram all day long. And the time that I do spend on Instagram, I would like to spend it supporting people who I'm actually subscribed to. Not getting a billion crafting videos through my feed that I have to weed through before I get to somebody who I'm actually following. It is so frustrating. Plus the way that they show what's going on as far as who's liking your videos has changed. Like they rearranged that, and that's confusing too. I don't know what Instagram is doing. I don't know why they're trying to ruin all my fun, but I don't like it whatsoever. Okay, I'm gonna set my under eyes with this Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette. I cannot quit it. I love this palette. I'm probably going to end up finishing the 2 powders at some point this year based on how much I used them last year. And then I'm gonna set my eyelids with the light green shade from my Eyes on the 60s palette. This is another product that's in my Roulette Pan collab, which ends today. I'm supposed to be working towards hitting pan on this shade. Hasn't happened yet, probably not going to happen today, but you know, it's my last chance before this project ends, so I figured I would try one more time to set my lids with this powder. Yep, still no pan. I tried. Okay, for bronzer, I'm going in with this e.l.f. bronzer palette. It's just called Golden, and it's like this little pan of 4 different shades. It's one of the lightest bronzers I own, which is why I pulled this for my fall Shop My Stash, and it's why I pulled it for this video, because I am pretty pale. I've never used this before, even once. This is its maiden voyage. It is kicking up quite a bit of powder. It does show up, it's not nothing. It's there, I see it. But yeah, I think this is a really good winter bronzer for me. I don't know if it would really show up too much in the summer, but I think this deeper shade must be doing something, because I can definitely see it I can see it on my face. Okay, for blush, I decided to pull in this Too Faced Love Flush Blush in Justify My Love. I had 3 of these. I gave one away. Now I have this full size plus a deluxe sample that's in the palette. But this one is basically brand new as far as I recall. I don't think I've ever used, oh, I feel like I picked up too much. Yep, that was for both cheeks. Oh my gosh, this is super pigmented. It's hard to compete with that cream blush that I put on first, but Look at that. One tap, and that was enough for both cheeks. There's a ton of powder sitting on top. I'm just gonna leave it there for next time. And then for my highlighter, I pulled this Becca Prismatic Amethyst. Yes, I got it right. This Becca Prismatic Amethyst highlighter, which has been used, but not a whole lot. It looks pretty brand new. And I'm gonna highlight with that. Oh my gosh, my cheeks look super pink from this angle. We got a bunch of snow last night, not too much, but a few inches, so we had a lot of light throughout the house today. The sun was shining and the snow was reflecting. I may have over highlighted my nose a little bit there, didn't I? Oh, what am I doing? You guys gotta say stop it, Paula. Just scream through the phone every now and then. Yeah, I think I went too far, but I can fix that later. Okay, I just ran into the bathroom to get some brushes for eyeshadow, and I went ahead and did my brows while I was in there. I think I went a little overboard, but I always feel that way. I think I look so strange with my brows done. The palette I decided to use for today's Get Ready With Me is my Too Faced White Peach palette. This is a seriously underutilized palette in my collection. Maybe I've used it once or twice. I don't feel like I've used it a whole lot. This is what it looks like on the inside, of course. I have no idea what I'm going for with this palette. I don't know. I don't know what look I'm doing. I mean, part of me just wants to keep it light because I'm not going anywhere, and then part of me is like, why not go balls to the wall because I'm not going anywhere. All right, balls to the wall it is. I think I'm going to start with these two right here. This is Peach Smoothie and this is Sweet Fig. I'm gonna aim Peach Smoothie more towards like my brow bone or my transition area, and Sweet Fig is going to go in my crease. So I'm technically still in a book club, but I'm struggling with that as well. So for the first book club, we did The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I think is what it was called. And I read that one on time. I really enjoyed that one. It was a good book. I met with the book club, we discussed it, and then the next book was Clap When You Land, and I got that one done on time too, and I really liked that book as well. Then the third book, oh, I got a ton of fallout, dang it. Then the third book we picked was Apples Never Fall, I think is what it's called, and it's a newer book. It's a really new book. And I get all of my books through the public library. Part of my rehabilitation with hoarding and working towards minimalism is not allowing myself to buy books because I cannot get rid of books once I own them. I will keep them and hoard them forever. So if I want to read a book, I just get it from the library. It works out beautifully unless the book that I want to read is something that's new and there's a wait list of like 500 people and there's a deadline like a book club meeting. And I couldn't get it read in time. But of course, my friends are all like, come to book club anyways. It's not about the book, it's about seeing your friends. And I'm like, is there any way we can not discuss the book at book club meeting? And they're like, no. So I ended up hearing what the book is all about. And everybody was like, you should still read it. You'll still like it. There's a lot of details we're not discussing. Still read it. But I haven't been able to read it since then. And I don't know if it's because I kind of know the ending now or if it's because I've just been so busy with like holidays and inventory and all that stuff. But for whatever reason, I still haven't finished that book. And now we've picked out a fourth book. And I'm supposed to have that read by like February 21st or something. And one, I haven't finished the last book, and two, the library hasn't gotten that one to me yet. And it's a little bit older book, but it's still like newish. I think it was called All the Light We Cannot See. So yeah, book club is going great. I just wish I could get the books read for book club. I don't know what I was thinking. I hadn't read a book in 8 years, but All of a sudden I started getting this idea in my head that maybe I could start reading a book again. Oh, that's a very pretty cool toned look. I'm gonna take Sweet Fig and run that on my lower lash line too, for no other reason than it has the most powder kick up in the pan. So I'm wondering if any of you guys have ever read those books and what you think of them. Do you love those books? What are your thoughts? I'm kind of on the fence about which shade to take next. This bluey purple shade called Peach Passion, or this like black and brown shade called On the Grill. That's kind of a funny name. I like that. I think I'm gonna go with Peach Passion. I'm just gonna take that like on the outer half of my eyelid. I'm really glad I'm using this palette finally. I feel like maybe I've used like one shade from this palette before, but I've never done a complete eye look with this palette ever. Still smells good. The fallout is bananas though. I'm getting really frustrated. Maybe I'm just using the wrong brushes. I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna take my finger and kind of tap that in the rest of the way. So do you guys know any of those books? Have you read any of those books? Don't tell me any spoilers. I mean, I already kind of know the spoilers to Apples Never Fall, unfortunately, but I think All the Light We Cannot See sounds like a good book. These all have pretty high ratings on like Goodreads. We always check the Goodreads ratings. To see if other people like them. So they're all rated pretty highly among the Goodreads reviews. Oh, so much fallout. Okay, for the inner half of my eyelid, I'm gonna try this shade here called Peach Ice. It looks like it could be a little bit flaky, but it also looks like it could be like my kind of a shadow, like the kind of shadow I just love, like a taupey, champagne-y. It feels a little flaky. Let's see how it works on its own and layered over that darker shade. It's not bad. Not bad at all, I'd say. Yeah. It's a little bit dry. Probably doesn't help that I've had this palette for several years now. What? Yeah, your macaroni and cheese. All right, I just smoked out the lower lash line with that deeper blue shade as well. I kind of feel like I need to put this lighter shade on the inner side, inner half. That was messy. Okay, I am done with the eyeshadow. I am going to clean up the fallout and throw on some mascara, and I will be back in a minute with the lip choice. Okay, hello, I am back. I got mascara on. I put a little bit of setting spray and some eyeliner, and this is where we're at. Before I forget, Hazel just reminded me that if you have not watched Disney's Encanto yet, please do yourself a favor and go watch it. It is so good. It's so good. The music is so good. The story is so good. It is such a sweet and lovely movie. We've watched it probably 4 or 5 times now. I know other people who've watched it more. Tanya, I know you've watched it more. Yeah, it's got a lot going on, so you need to watch it more than once to really appreciate all the details from that movie. And there's so many things that you will pick up when you watch it the second or the third time that you missed the first time. But the music is so good you won't mind watching it again. Hazel's watching videos right now of songs from that movie, and it is so good. Watch Disney's Encanto. You will thank me later. All right, for lips, I decided to go with this Lorac Lip Luster Cream in the shade Princess. I pulled this from my Winter Shop My Stash. Every item that I pulled for this video did come from my Winter Shop My Stash, and it's just kind of a nice pink, which is, as you know, what I'm going for this winter. I'm going for these kind of cool tone shades and pinks. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and apply that right now. This is kind of a pigmented gloss, and I have not used it nearly enough. The brush tip applicator is super annoying, but I'm going to look past that. Okay, and this is the finished look. What do you think? I'm glad I went a little bit smokier for this look tonight, even though I'm not going anywhere. I like the way it turned out. I really enjoyed layering the lighter shade on top of the deeper shade, and the way that that turned out. I did not like the fallout. Let's do a quick review of all the products I pulled for this Dust Collectors Get Ready With Me. The first item I pulled was this bronzer from e.l.f. I really like this bronzer a lot. It doesn't have that red undertone that I typically prefer, but in the winter, just for a little bit of warmth, I think this is really good. And I'm surprised at how much pigment this provided. It doesn't look like it's gonna do anything when I see it in the pan, but I certainly feel like it did, especially on top of the cream bronzer I used, which was my More Creamer Please lipstick from Dose of Colors. I think the two paired well together. Next, I used my Too Faced Justify My Love Flush Blush. My only complaint about this is that it is super pigmented, and luckily I think it turned out okay in the end, but ooh, I am so glad I took that brush and tapped it on both cheeks before blending it, because if I would have just done one cheek with all that powder, I would have been in Clown City. And yeah, there's so much pigment in that blush. I can't imagine panning that full-size blush. It would probably take me forever. If all I can do is one tap and that's enough for both cheeks, it will last me decades. And this Prismatic Amethyst from Becca Cosmetics is delightful. I really like it. I'm still not over the fact that Becca's gone. I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm hurt. I'm in some stage of grieving regarding the loss of Becca Cosmetics. I'm really sad, but I like the way that this looks. I am currently panning some purple highlighters, and they're a little bit more obvious than this. This is a little bit more subtle, and I do prefer this. I find this to be a bit more wearable than the other purple highlighters I have. I like it. The next product I shopped my stash for was the White Peach palette from Too Faced. I'm really glad I finally used this palette. It is gorgeous. I really like the look and how it turned out. The fallout was bananas. I really wish I could get to that point where I was in the habit of doing my eyeshadow first and then my foundation. For some reason, I can't make that switch. I just have to put my foundation on first. But if I was working on this palette from day to day, I would have to put my eye makeup on first because the fallout was pretty annoying. Luckily, it mostly swept away, but it would have been better to just do your eyeshadow first, and then you don't have to worry about how much fallout there is, because there will definitely be fallout. I don't know if it was the brushes I used or if it's this formula, but there was fallout. I definitely can see you can get like a peachy warm tone look or a cool tone look like I just did here. I was feeling the cool tone vibes, and I'm really happy I went with that, but I would love to try like the peachier side at some point in the near future. I'd love to try this Creme de la Peach shade in the corner. It looks like a matte bright orange with golden glitters in it. It looks really pretty. I wonder what that would look like just as a one shadow look. I want to try that this spring. Remind me in a couple months to try that. And then the final product is this lip luster cream from Lorac. I love these. Look at this. Look at this. It is just stunning. It is such a beautiful product. I would, if I ever one day finish the lip glosses that I've been working on for the last 2 years, I would totally roll one of these into a project and start working on one of these because I love them, but I, for some reason, can't get through the 2 lip glosses I've been working on for the last 2 years, so who knows when that will happen, but I really, really like that lip gloss. It's very comfortable. It has a nice smell. Is it vanilla cake? Yeah, kind of a vanilla cakey scent. The brush tip applicator is kind of weird, but aside from the fact that I felt like it took me a little bit longer to get the application, I didn't mind it at the end. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And it just feels super comfortable. It's not sticky, but it feels like it's... It reminds me of the Too Faced Peach Lip Oils. And the fact that it feels like it's staying put, it feels pigmented, but it's not sticky or, you know, weird in any way. It feels thin, but it feels like it's giving my lips some kind of cushion. I don't know, I can't explain it, but I really like this shade, especially with this cool toned eye look. All right, you guys, I think that is going to be it for this Dust Collectors Get Ready With Me. I know it's a little bit longer than my usual videos, but I wanted to show you how I'm using all of these strange products like lipsticks for cream contours and concealers for foundations and all this weird stuff that I'm doing these days that's kind of working for me. So that's why this video is a little bit longer. Again, I'm sorry if there's some background noise going on, but the kids are right there chilling and letting me film, so I hope you're okay with that. Anyways, don't forget to check out Verity, Kim, Amy, and Samantha. I will have them all linked down below. Their videos will probably be up before mine. And that is it. Thank you so very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.